Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
Sorry you had to see that.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Felix, and today we're making cake! Boo! But not just any cake, the one and only SpongeBob. Cake. Alrighty, so first things first, we're gonna make that fondant. So for this fondant, we're gonna use 3 big old bags of mini marshmallows and put them in the microwave for about 3 minutes, stirring every minute. Also, if you're like me and your big old bowl just can't fit in the dang microwave, it makes you so upset, makes you so mad, then just melt 2 packages of marshmallows first, and then add the 3rd one last when the rest of those bad boys are melted. We are then going to add 1 whole package of powdered sugar, 1/3 cup of water, and then stir it up until it starts forming a dough. After that's done, we're going to grab Mr. Butterstick.
Hi, how are you?
And smear that little guy all across our entire working surface. We are then going to sprinkle a 1/4 bag of powdered sugar and pour the rest of our dough right on top. We're then going to pour the rest of the bag and butter our hands and start forming that fondant. Once you are done forming your fondant, we're going to wrap in some plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for about 2 hours.
2 hours later.
The next thing we're going to do is make some cake batter. So for this cake batter, I use 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We are then going to mix these ingredients and set it to a side.
Slide to the right.
The next thing we're going to do is grab 1½ sticks of softened butter and blend it with 2 cups of sugar for about 5 minutes on high speed. We are then going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla and 3 eggs. Also, when adding each egg, make sure you combine it fully before adding another. This helps it emulsify the batter and make it more moist. Once we're done adding our eggs, we're going to add our flour mixture and 1 cup of buttermilk. So when doing this, I actually add about 1/4 of the buttermilk and the flour mixture at a time, then blend it until combined. We are then going to pour that batter in 2 9x13-inch pans and bake it for this many minutes. Now, let's get started on that frosting. So the first thing we're going to need is 3½ sticks of softened butter, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and 1 whole package of powdered sugar right inside the bowl. We are then going to add 3 tablespoons of milk and add some yellow food dye to represent my boy Sponge. Once you're done representing SpongeBob's body, we're going to blend it until it's nice and delicious.
Ladies and jellyfish, it is time to get riled up. It is time to hold on to your milk because it is time to decorate!
Alrighty, so first things first, we're going to grab our frosting and spread it across our first layer of cake. We are then going to grab our second layer of cake and put it right on top and peel that sucker like a band-aid. After that, we're going to spread that frosting on all 5 sides and somewhat smooth it out.
That's not smooth.
Thank you, Patrick, thank you. Oh, and also the reason why we don't have to smooth it out like completely is because we're gonna put that fondant right over that bad boy to make it look like Mr. SpongeBob.
SpongeBob? Who's SpongeBob? I said SpongeBob. Again, sorry people. No.
The next thing we're gonna do is grab our fondant and tear it in half. We are then going to set 1/2 to a side and cut another 1/4 off of the fondant just like so. After that, we're going to add some yellow gel to that fondant and bully it until it looks like SpongeBob's skin.
Oi, you smell funny.
Ta-da! We are then going to roll that fondant out and drape it right over that cake. After that, we're going to cut those edges and get started on those pants. So for those pants, we're going to grab that 1/2 block of fondant we set aside earlier and cut it in half. We are then going to dye that sucker brown. Aww. But as you can see, I tried to wing it and make my own brown, and that was a terrible, terrible, I say, terrible idea. Yeah, it just doesn't work. So after our fondant's all nice and brown, we're gonna roll it out and put it right over SpongeBob. Also, if you're having a lot of trouble with this step, I measured out how much fondant I actually needed with some parchment paper and used that as a trace. But if you wanna wing it, let me know how it goes. So what we're gonna do next is grab one big old handful of white fondant. And with that white fondant, we're gonna roll it out and carve out one big giant rectangle. After that, we're gonna place it right on top of SpongeBob and cut out 2 triangles with that little something right there. You know what I'm talking about.
Baba Booey.
We are then gonna roll out one handful of white fondant and cut 2 circles for those eyes. After that, we're gonna roll out SpongeBob's nose and put a straw on it so it stays in put. Once that's done, we're gonna turn 2 little dots into 2 little cheeks and then carve out SpongeBob's smile.
You wanna know how I got these scars?
After that, we're gonna cut out 2 little white squares for SpongeBob's teeth and get started on making that red fondant for that tie. So for the tie, I just made 1 parallelogram and 1 triangle. I then placed the triangle first and then placed the parallelogram right below it. Once that's done, we're gonna make tiny red dots for those tiny red freckles and also frost over the iconic smile. Gonna dye that fondant blue so we can make those blue eyes. So all you gotta do is make a ball, smash it, and then place it right on top of the eye. After that, we're gonna do the same thing with those pupils and then draw SpongeBob's eyelashes. Finally, we're gonna grab a tablespoon and use the back of it for those dimples. Once we're done with that, that's all she wrote.
Oi! Wait, where's his belt?
I just noticed.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, I know. But, just look at him.
Oh!
Harley! Damn, boy, just a bite! Nope. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button and have a great day. Peace!